There is no one solution to constipation. There's a couple of things that can work well for a lot of people, and there are some things that will work for other people, and so on. Because there are multiple causes, there are lots of factors in there that can be contributing to constipation. If we look at the little model I've got up here explaining the causes, first of all, you've got things like gut microbiome, intestinal permeability, inflammation and oxidation down in the gut, which is sending communication all through the gut via the hormones and the nervous system out there to say, hey, shut down, stop, don't work properly. So what we have to do is actually somehow reverse engineer that. And just putting a bit of fiber in or doing something isn't necessarily going to do that. But there are lots of things that can, which is great. And then we look at the things out there that are contributing to this. For example, diet. We know processed foods, sugars, additives such as your artificial sweeteners. So this gives us a hint straight away. Get rid of anything that has artificial sweeteners in it. Any extra food additives, get rid of it. Then we've got over here all the information about low fruit, low fiber. All of the studies, the thousands of studies done on this, show that there's low fruit, low fiber, and undernutrition. There's undernutrition. There's not enough nutrition. So one of the things about what I'm going to show you is how to build the nutrition into the program so that at the same time, see, nothing works without nutrition. If you don't get the right vitamins, the right minerals, the right antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, it won't work. So we've got to build that into the program. And then you've got things like stress. There's lots of research showing that even things like post-traumatic stress, decades earlier, can contribute to it as a child, as an infant, and so on. Then you've got depression, anxiety, all the other forms of mental health, poor mental health, and so on. Poor sleep is linked in with it, and of course constipation. Lots of these things are two-way. They're feedback, so that poor sleep may be contributing, but then again constipation may be contributing back, and they've got a feedback loop. So what we want to do in the program is to break that. And so what are some of the simple things we can do to improve our sleep? There are strategies there at the same time as working on constipation. Now, of course, I've already got lots of information on my YouTube channel. Check out, subscribe below, and find out what other things we can do, because it's all interlinked. Then we've got health conditions, and there's a raft. There are dozens of health conditions directly linked with constipation. But each one of these I've listed here give us a bit of a link. First of all, there are food intolerance. Cow's milk allergy is a big player in constipation for some individuals. Gallbladder, sluggish gallbladder, gallstones are all linked. Why? Because bile is one of the communicating mechanisms or chemicals in the body that get everything moving through the gut. Obviously, it helps with digestion, and bile actually acts as a salt to as an emulsifier to actually make it like a detergent and help with the fat digestion. But it also tells everything, get moving, keep moving. The same with the pancreas and the enzymes in there. So it's really important to make sure we've got some supplements there that are going to help the pancreas and the gallbladder at the same time as doing all the other programs. Hypothyroid, so an inactive or a very slow thyroid. And if anyone has hypothyroid, one of the many hypothyroid diseases, they will know that there's a lot of fatigue, and the same fatigue is going through the gut. Low stomach acid, pelvic floor dysfunction, all of these and many other factors are contributing. But what they're all doing is leading back into here, contributing to all of these things, the nervous system and the hormone endocrine system not communicating. So we're going to have to reset all of that. We've got toxins. And here, I'm not talking about necessarily, a big exposure to a toxin, even though that does count like pesticides or something. But your ongoing exposure to these environmental estrogens in cosmetics and personal care products. I've got some videos on that. Please have a look at them, because if we can eliminate them, they're interfering with the endocrine system, your hormones in your body, which are part of your communication system. And they're also affecting your nervous system communication as well. So we have to get that communication right, because that's what constipation is about. It's not communicating, it's not working with the muscles to push it all through, and then we work with the muscles. Then we got hydration. Now, hydration is a problem for a small group of people, only a small group. And the research shows that drinking more water and drinking more liquids isn't going to improve it unless there's something in the liquid, like magnesium. There's a lot of research showing on just some magnesium mineral water. So as a simple replacement, straight away, everyone head out, get some magnesium, put it in your water, because it's been shown to actually help with all forms. But just hydration on its own doesn't seem to affect most people because we're already hydrated. Then we've got medications. If you're trying to do all this and you're on medications, opioids, for example, for painkillers, if you're on opioids for painkillers, then it becomes very difficult to work with these other things as well, because they set up their own, they interfere with these, the intestinal permeability, inflammation, oxidation, and your nervous system and endocrine system. And so blood pressure medication, antibiotics, proton pump inhibitors, they're the ones used for reflux, and antidepressants are just some that contribute to these. And of course, these work by blocking the various mechanisms in the body, which means then if you're on any of these, you need to, one, speak to your pharmacist, speak to your health professional, and work on other strategies that are going to counteract these, to rebalance them. Eating habits, chewing, and even rushing your food has been shown to contribute to constipation. So one of the simplest things that we can do is just take our time. One of the strategies you can say, now, okay, time to take our time if we like eating, chew it, because one of the mechanisms is that when you chew, it actually sends messages straight down to your gut. So you can probably even trick your gut a little bit. Now, there's no research on tricking your gut, but we do know that when you chew, so if you over chew a little bit, you start to get gurgles going down lower on. And it's not because the food's going down, it's because the messages have gone down through the nervous system and the hormones and everything else is starting to work. So extra chewing will probably help. That's an academic guess on that one. And slowing down eating meals. And then finally, the last one is inactivity. And there is no doubt about the role of inactivity, particularly things like sitting all day at a desk, at an office. Sitting and inactivity are major players in constipation. So one of the simplest things you can do is just get up and walk more and do things more and be more active and use those various muscles, because what they do is they set up the communication devices again. They get everything working well in here. They help lower inflammation. They help with gut health. Just by being active changes your gut microbiome, which here helps rebuild and look after your gut to reduce permeability and lower inflammation, oxidation. That's just by activity. So the more you can do. Now, there are specific exercises that have been shown. Some studies were done on yoga, and it demonstrated that yoga is beneficial for reducing constipation symptoms. And of course, there are studies that have been done on diaphragmatic breathing. So using your diaphragm. Why? Because it's getting all of that. This is working on reworking all your muscles in your gut. So anything like that, and the studies have demonstrated that, and that's something simple that people can build into their lives every day. So there's some of the simple strategies based around this. So if you understand the causes, you can then take steps. And then comes the big guns, which is really what else can you add in that's going to make a real difference.